Good morning, everybody. Welcome in to Portage High School, the Portage Duals here on the Region Sports Network at facebook.com/Region Sports, regionwrestling.com, and regionsports.com. Team Toyota presents the 2020 Portage Duals featuring the host Indians, the Crown Point Bulldogs, the Indianapolis Cathedral Fighting Irish, and the Franklin Community Grizzly Cubs. My name is Nathan Laird, and I'll be joined on the call of matches today by Portage alum Louis Acuna. I believe you referred to this as the house that Louis Acuna built?
Oh, yeah, baby.
As well as former Hobart Bricky Dante Kozla. Dante, welcome in.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You guys making your RSN debuts. Welcome to the team. And you got a good one to be making your debuts on. Crown Point ranked number 1 in the latest IndianaMat.com Power Poll. Indianapolis Cathedral ranked number 2. These are some state heavyweights here we're going to see in action today.
Oh, yeah. This is the Saturday duel that you want to be at. I wish it was full to capacity because this place would be electric today. But I'm excited to see number 1 and number 2, and then to see what Portage has got in them, and Franklin as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Cathedral and Crown Point they're horses. Usually you talk about a good team having 2 or 3 horses. These teams have 6, 7 horses in their lineup. And it's probably going to come down to 1 or 2 matches, big swing matches. So I'm excited to see how that goes.
That's going to be an exciting one. Our schedule for the day, because we'll talk about that one later, because that's in the last round of the day. 3 rounds here today at Portage. Round 1 will feature Crown Point versus Portage. That's obviously the duel we're going to focus here on our coverage. Again, that's presented by Team Toyota in Schererville. And then there's also Cathedral versus Franklin Community. Round 2, we have Crown Point versus Franklin and Portage versus Cathedral. We'll move back and forth between the 2 mats on that one. And then round 3, which is scheduled to start about 1 o'clock, is going to be Crown Point versus Indianapolis Cathedral in a big showdown, as we mentioned. You know, guys, an early season duel like this, I guess we can still call this the early part of the season.
Oh, yeah.
What does it mean, especially for state powerhouses, but a program as traditional as Portage? Franklin Community's got a bunch of guys that are ranked. What does it mean to have not only a big duel like this early in the season for your momentum moving forward?
Well, for a squad like Portage, it's a scrappy squad. You're going to have a lot of young guys in the lineup. You have older guys too that have been around the block, and it's just going to be showing where you need to improve at to go forward in the season, and then where you already stand. CP, you're just trying to prove your dominance. You're number 1. Cathedral, you're trying to knock off the top dog. And then Franklin, they have a rich community too, and now they have Jim Tante there, and he's won everywhere he's been. So it's going to be a nice day for wrestling early in this year.
I 100% agree. Portage, you got to think where they're at. Like I said, they're on a down year. A couple of big swing matches where you can win these matches. They might not pull out on the head on the duel, but big momentum going forward. If someone beats a state-ranked guy, it's big for some of these younger guys. And like he said, Cathedral beat that top dog. Cathedral, is back-to-back or even 3-peat state champions, so they kind of are out here to prove they're number 1 too. So both teams are going to be going at it in that sense. And like he said, Jim Tante, I've heard nothing but legendary status about that man. So I'm sure he's bringing the program up.
One thing we've touched about a couple times here before we get started is the Portage Indians maybe not having the type of year we're used to having from Portage, not the powerhouse they've been in the past. But, Louis, you obviously know very well, Portage, a great historically great wrestling program. And a lot of teams will take this quote-unquote down year from Portage. A lot of teams would take that for themselves.
Oh, yeah. What you're going to get when you get a Portage wrestling team is they're going to be ready to wrestle once they step on the line. They're going to scrap the whole 6 minutes, and they're just going to be ready to wrestle. It doesn't matter who's in the lineup. That's what you train for. That's the Portage tradition. Once you put on that Portage red, you're ready to go and ready to make some upsets. Control the pace, hand fight a lot, usually the Portage way, and come out scrapping. Really try to make everything dirty. Try to make it tough for that guy, even if you're ranked below him. You just want to prove that you're Portage tough at the end of the day.
So one thing we want to touch on here, too, before we get started, as they're clearing the mats, as you can see, is the procedures that are taking place today in regards to keeping everybody safe from the spread of COVID-19. As we touched on earlier, not a full house here today, just parents are allowed here at Portage High School, so we appreciate everybody who can't make it here today that joined us here on the live stream. I talked with co-athletic director Mike Pointer earlier and about some of the procedures before every match. Each wrestler has to use hand sanitizer before they even go on the mats, and they have a special fog machine that sanitizes the mats that they're going to be running at least 4 times during the day today to sanitize these mats. And then one of the points I saw online the other day, Hobart Coach Jason Cook made online the other day that I thought was a really good point in regards to COVID safety for wrestling compared to other sports, and Mike Pointer confirmed this, is when guys are working out, they're working out in small clusters, either one-on-one or a cluster of 4, versus other sports where you're huddling up or playing man-to-man defense on maybe 5 different guys. Wrestling, your contact is limited to just a certain amount of other wrestlers, so to help prevent that spread, you're not being exposed to that many people.
Yeah, everyone's trying to take protocols just to keep the numbers down. I mean, the last thing they want is, getting a spread and then losing a guy, heading down postseason. That's the last time you want anything to come up and catch you right in the butt. But, I mean, they're just taking the protocols. I know I'm not in the Hobart room anymore, but I have heard that Cook and Zach Johansson over there are taking all the measures to keep their athletes safe. So that's good. I think a lot of schools are going to focus on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, going off what you were saying about practice, you only practice with 1, 2, 3 other guys. It's a small group that you're always with for the year. And then match day, especially dual day, there's only one guy at a time out there, and you're spacing out once you get off the mat. So I feel like they're doing a great job here today. Portage High School is always doing their best. And Mike Pointer and Fred Joseph, those guys are wrestling guys.
Right, I was about to say that as well. If there's one, all schools obviously taking this seriously, but if there's one school that's going to go above and beyond for wrestling, I think it's going to be Portage with their co-ADs, Fred Joseph and Mike Pointer. Those big-time wrestling guys, so they want to make sure this is done well, this is done right to keep everybody safe, spectators, wrestlers, everybody who can be here today, broadcasters as well here at Portage High School. So it should be a fun day out here today, an exciting duel. Again, Round 1, Crown Point versus Portage. That's going to be our focus here on our stream. Franklin and Cathedral. We'll keep you updated on that one as well. Round 2, you have Crown Point versus Franklin, and Portage versus Cathedral. Round 3, Crown Point, Cathedral, Portage versus Franklin. So we'll keep you updated on everything that's going on here today. We'll have the live stream going. We'll probably have a separate stream because there is a break at some point. I think after Round 2 there will be a break. We'll probably start a second stream for that one, but we'll see how the day's moving, how long that break is, and you can just keep it locked in here to the Region Sports Network, whether you're watching on regionsports.com, facebook.com/regionsports, regionwrestling.com, crownpointsports.com, or facebook.com/crownpointsports. We got it everywhere for you guys today. Of course, it's all brought to you by Team Toyota on 41 in Schererville. Do business with the team that supports wrestling. That's Team Toyota. Thanks to Jason Akers and all the great folks over there at Team Toyota. And guys, it looks like we're just getting ready to get started here. Again, Crown Point versus Portage. Any specific matches or wrestlers that you're looking forward to seeing here in this Crown Point Portage matchup?
My big matchup, I think, is Tyler Herring against Cody Goodwin. I think Goodwin's a really tough kid, and he's still, like I said, he's really young. But we got a senior that's trying to prove himself. Tyler Herring, and I've seen him in multiple rooms in different summers in the past, and the kid's a hard worker, and I'm excited to see how he wrestles against a match like Cody Goodwin.
Yeah, for this Portage CP duel, I mean, I'm just looking head to toe. I just like to see Crown Point compete, and then I just want to see how these guys are going to do, the Portage guys are going to do against these highly touted the CP squad. Are you gonna fight? Are you gonna keep things close? Are you going to make them wrestle all 6 minutes? So I'm just looking to see how this Portage lineup responds to being a heavy underdog in this first duel today.
So we're just a couple minutes away here as we try to find the lineups here for the two teams as we go on. I want to make sure we get that scoreboard up for you guys, but want to make sure we put the right names on there on that scoreboard. And thanks for tuning in here on a Saturday morning. More wrestling coming up on the Region Sports Network in the next couple weeks, including next week, live coverage of the Carnahan Memorial Invitational from Crown Point. All rounds, I believe it's to be the first time that all the rounds will be live streamed from the Carnahan, so that'll be exciting. We'll have that for you starting at about 9 o'clock next Saturday morning, and I think we'll also be at Crown Point once again next week. One more time Thursday as the Bulldogs host the Lake Central Indians. As Brandon's got that on the screen. Brandon Root, our cameraman, there's that fog machine we talked about that sanitizes the mats. Not a cheap purchase for the Portage High School athletic department.
Hey, you make the right purchases to make sure the season can go forward.
Exactly.
We want to see all these kids compete. And you just want to see all these kids compete, chasing their dreams. I mean, a lot of these guys, they wrestle all year round. These are their goals that they're chasing all year, be sectional, regional, semi-state, and state champ. And then along the ride, hopefully your team has, like Dante said, you got the horses to make the run down at state so you could get that elusive team state title.
So some final instructions from the referee here is almost time to get started here, the Portage Duals. Some of these teams, I know Cathedral usually comes up to the region this weekend, compete at the Tri-Coff.
Yeah, all these teams would be at the Tri-Coff this weekend.
Yeah, and that's been, I think they're having duels over there this weekend, obviously a fewer amount of teams.
Yeah, they're I believe they're hosting about 4 or 5 different teams this weekend over at Calumet. A lot of the region teams, I believe Munster, Calumet, maybe like East Chicago, Hammond, some of those schools like that.
Yeah, the Tri-Coff is a tournament when I was at Hobart that I always asked our coaches, hey, get us involved in that tournament, get us involved, not just for ourselves, being greedy, wanting to wrestle some of the best guys, but just as a team aspect too. I wanted that so bad. There's some of those teams near, like you got Cathedral here today and Crown Point. I always wanted those teams as much as I could get them. So it's exciting that we're still able to bring a couple of these teams together today.
Yeah, it's good to see we have events like this, and we're not just scrapping them. Again, as we talked about earlier, the precautions that are being taken to make sure we can have events like this and that it's going to run smoothly, and we know they're going to do a fantastic job here at Portage High School. As again, we're trying to find get the lineups here for you guys and make sure we say the right names.
Yeah, no matter the lineups, we might see some bumping around today. So as long as we got those names to broadcast to everybody, I'm just excited to be here. It's going to be a fun Saturday.
More fog sanitizing the mats there. And you're watching High School Wrestling on the Region Sports Network, presented by Team Toyota on 41 in Schererville. Online at teamtoyotaon41.com. Toyotathon is on at Team Toyota. Nathan Laird, Dante Colza, Louis Acuna here with you on the broadcast. Brandon Root is our cameraman. Our executive producer is Chris Ramirez. Mike Reiser probably be joining us a little bit later on today. We can question him on and grill him on his rankings that are on IndianaMat.com. Mm-hmm. You guys can start making notes on your complaints, and when Mike gets here, you can grill him on that. One thing we're noticing that's different here in 2020 that's a little bit different is usually, right when it hits that time to start, these things get moving. And, of course, with the extra precautions here, a little bit of a delay. You're not used to this much downtime at a wrestling event like this.
Oh, no, you're ramped up. You're ready to go. You already got your warm-up in, especially if you know the draw and you're the first guy out for the day. You're just ready to get out there. But we see Cathedral and Franklin, they're pulling their captains out. Portage and CP already had their captains out for the flip to see who gets first choice to start the duel. Man, I'm just looking at these for each program. Their coaches lineup is just as star-studded as their wrestling programs are too. I mean, that just speaks volumes to why these schools are pretty much the blue bloods of Indiana wrestling. and these guys they're going to be ready to compete today.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in attendance, the thousands watching on the live stream, welcome to Portage High School for this morning's Portage Duels. At this time, will everyone please stand?
We're gonna have the national anthem. Our national anthem as we're set for wrestling here from Portage. And if you're just joining us here on the live stream, thanks for tuning in. 4 teams here at Portage this morning for the Super Duels. We have forfeit in our opening match. So we got Crown Point versus Portage to open things up. That's the match, the duel we're going to focus on here. Cathedral versus Franklin Community on the other match. As you can see, the spotlights are on. Wrestling under the lights. Did you guys ever wrestle in under the spotlight like this?
Not when I was at Portage. We didn't have that yet. After my time, Leroy Vega came, got some spotlights in the gym to even set the tone better and the environment better here for Portage Wrestling. Only time I got to be under some lights was at Maryville High School when they used to host the semi-state, and you can't beat being under lights when you're wrestling.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough. Hobart always had a pretty good setup, so I was under the lights anytime we had a home duel, and it gave us a good idea of what we're working for too. Wrestle under the lights, down in Banker's Life, but it's just a fun aspect.
Do you get a little bit more amped up when you're under there?
Oh, 100%. I mean, you can't really see deep up in the bleachers, but you can see some of the people in the front row. Not that you're really looking at the crowd, but after the match too, you can still hear the whole place roar, and you start to see them go up. But you can't really see those people up on top of the bleachers. Roberson out here to a quick start.
Yeah, took down Underwood here pretty quick, then got to work on top.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got a wing, and he's just settling in, looking to score the fall.
It's going to be tough to get out of here. I mean, just got to.
Stephen Roberson for Crown Point. 1 minute remaining here in the first, just under a minute left.
Yeah, at this point, you're just fighting, bridging, trying to keep those shoulders off the mat, survive to fight another period, so you could give your team a fighting chance in this duel.
That's a long time to be in that position, though.
100%. Yeah. He's doing great, though. I mean, now he's in a predicament right now, but, I mean, 35 seconds. I mean, he's been fighting long enough. He just got to keep it up a little bit longer.
There you go. He's getting an arm through, trying to get to his belly, tough. And Roberson finishes it.
Roberson gets the fall. 25 seconds remaining in the first.
Crown Point Bulldogs.
All right, guys, it doesn't look like anybody's going to be updating track wrestling here, so if you can give me the names, you can just say them on air here. We can get the scoreboard moving.
Yeah, so that last match was Stephen Roberson Jr. versus Lucas Underwood at 132, and Crown Point has jumped out to an early 12-0 lead.
I love watching Mendez wrestle. I mean, Mendez was, he was in middle school when I was in high school, and watching him drill in the RWA room was like, wow, this is greatness ahead. And he's been showing everyone The kid works so hard. I believe he's number 1 in the country. If not, he's number 2 in the country. But I believe he beat the 2, or I believe he beat the 2 and the 4 in the country. He didn't get to wrestle Shane Van Ness.
In that number 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Van Ness was out to injury. I believe Portage has Jack Coyle out right now, up at 138. Came over from Illinois. He's fighting tough, though. I mean, he's 40 seconds, and there's no score, so he's making Jesse work. But like we said, Jesse's one of those blue-chip guys that can probably go anywhere he wants, and he's going to bring the pace, man. He's just going to hand fight you. He's going to put you back up on your feet, take you down, try to break you, and then go for the finish. Oh, there we go. Right into a good old-fashioned bulldog and put him away. I mean, Coyle was fighting. Those are the things that when you're wrestling a really great guy like Jesse Mendez, you can't let your elbows flare out and just get caught and get yourself put away, because you kind of take pride in going a whole 6 minutes with Mendez, because you don't know if too many people are going to do that this season.
That one went just shy of a minute there. That gives the Bulldogs an 18-0 lead here. 3 matches into this duel against the Portage Indians.
Yep, now we got Goodwin versus Conrad. Yep, Conrad, a returning state qualifier. Goodwin, unfortunately, didn't get to finish last season, but he's right back at the top of the rankings and looking to make some noise again. Nice body lock and front trip by...
He's looking directly to go to the Turk here. I believe he's got the bottom leg. Conrad doing a good job of bellying out here.
Yeah, Conrad's a tough kid. Exemplifies Portage wrestling. He's going to wrestle tough. He had to go through Mendez several times last year, so he doesn't shy away from experience when it comes to wrestling some of these highly touted CP guys.
Two nothing in favor of Goodwin from Crown Point. Minute 7 remaining in the first. Here in the first round of duels from the 2020 Portage Duels.
It's important for Conrad here to get a good jump off the whistle. He didn't really get it there. You don't really want to wait on some of these good guys from CP. I mean, they know how to turn. They have a high selection of tilts, Turks, and they have pinning combinations too. You don't want to wait, and now he's flat, which isn't good, but he just needs to if he gets a restart, he really needs a good jump off that whistle.
Yeah, Conrad's got to focus on fighting these hands right now, and then building his base. You got to just focus on getting your elbows in the right position. You don't want to open up too much, and then slowly build. Work to get to some offense on bottom, because you want to try to at least sneak out one here heading into the second period. So it's the old 1-point match.
About 25 seconds remaining here in the first. This could be our first match that we've had on the stream here that's gone to the second.
Yeah, and a little notable fact for Conrad and the Conrad family, just to give them a little shout out. Younger brother, Brody Conrad, young Portage wrestler, was a part of that 10U Pop Warner Super Bowl national winning team, him and Leiden Vega. So shout out to those two young Portage wrestlers to come away with the national title in football as well.
And they went down to Florida. That was earlier this week they were down there?
Yes, they won it on Tuesday.
Not bad to get out of this weather, go down to Florida and win a national championship.
Of course.
It's not a bad week at all.
Of course.
Plus you get out of school.
Yeah, every 10-year-old's dream.
That's right. As we start the second here, Goodwin from Crown Point up 2-0. Portage up 18-0 in this duel. First round of 3 we're going to see here today.
And Goodwin with the escape. Back on our feet. Got to try to find some offense if you're Conrad. Control, just focus on fighting and winning positions, not so much the big picture.
Oh, nice dump. Nice high crotch dump there.
Yeah. Goodwin, he's legit.
He's a tough kid. I've seen him in the RWA room a lot in the past too, and he's just a tough kid, and he's almost been beyond his years at times too. A lot of these kids have. Frazier, Mendez, some of these kids are just very, very tough.
Yeah, their grade level doesn't speak to the experiences that these guys already have.
Not at all.
Being on the national circuit. youth state circuit, things like that. These guys are kind of seasoned veterans for their squads already.
And this is a young man that you look at all the wrestlers from Crown Point who qualified for state, made noise at state down, and he didn't get to finish the season last year. That would have been another one that you don't even need to pencil it in. He would have been down in Indianapolis last year.
Oh, 100%.
And that could have made a difference in the team race last year,
right.
too. At Crown Point, the returning runner-up. So like we talked about in the pre-show a little bit, that CP Cathedral matchup, it's probably going to be a little sweet for Crown Point if they could pull that one out just to show, hey, we're here now. You guys won the last 3, and we want to take it.
Goodwin stood him up. He's probably looking to score a couple more takedowns, probably look for a major decision. It's probably what he's looking for, more team points there.
30 seconds remaining here in the second. Goodwin up 5-1.
There you go. There's Conrad. He's getting in on a shot.
He's got to split the middle there. He's got a good opportunity. There you go. He's split the middle. 2-1 leg.
Want to keep circling here. Want to keep that hip pinned to the mat.
Elevate here. Really, you just got to elevate here and
hook the foot.
He's hooking. That's fine. So you're pushing off on that knee.
Push off the. Yep. Here, short time, 5 seconds. Stalemate. That's a very interesting call right there, especially with 3 seconds left.
I agree. That shouldn't have been stopped there. You should let that wrestle out right there. Play that out. Nice pick.
I mean that
could make a difference too. I mean, he was really close.
Yeah, that could have boosted some momentum for Conrad. It definitely build confidence taking down a guy like Goodwin. And possibly going into the third period down 2, and then you choose bottom and you hope to get away, and then it's a takedown match. We'll
that stalemate call kind of changes his whole strategy here, especially early in this third.
Conrad still didn't really jump off the whistle. It's allowing Goodwin to put those boots in. And like I said, Goodwin's a tough kid, and he's gonna crank on your shoulder. You're not gonna want to be lifting your arm much after the match if you're on bottom. So he's really got a good start. Got to get a good start. He's got to throw that weight off. This is what he needed. He needed a stalemate. He needed a fresh start. Goodwin's frustrated because he couldn't turn him, so he's standing him up. This is where Conrad needs to go to work. He's gotten to the leg.
5-2, minute 30 remaining here in this match at 145 pounds.
Yeah, if you're Conrad here, you want to hopefully get back to that single leg that you were successful at the end of the second period. Just got to find a way to get to your offense so Goodwin doesn't ice this match and put it away with an extra takedown or 2.
Stoppage here with minute 17 remaining. And if you're just joining us, 3 rounds here today. Crown Point versus Portage here in round 1 of the duels. Franklin Community and Cathedral taking place to our right. So if you hear some extra yelling there, that's from the Cathedral faithful who are always loud.
There you go. He's got a circle now. He's back in a similar position where he was before.
Yep. Hook that ankle right there. Find that foot over the top and slide your head out. Got to get pressure back towards Goodwin's head. Make him feel uncomfortable.
He was
another early stalemate.
Stalemate called with 40 seconds remaining in the match. 5-2 in favor of Crown Point's Cody Goodwin.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that call just because both guys are, especially the offensive guys, improving to score there. So the action didn't stop, but you got to. If you're Conrad here, there's 40 seconds left. You got to go get a takedown. This is where hopefully you're in great condition already, even though it's early in the year. You want to start your sprint now and get back to that single leg finish.
And it's not one attack. You got to have a couple attacks going at him. Goodwin's not just going to let you have his leg, so you got to put together a couple shots, and I think Conrad's capable of doing that. So I mean, he's got to the leg a couple times, so his confidence has definitely gone up. But Goodwin has proved that he's not going to give up a takedown very easily.
Now they're taping up Cody Goodwin's shoes, and they gave a point to Conrad as his laces were untied. His laces were sticking out. Is that?
I believe that's the call.
You got a technical, and they pulled him over, and now they're taping up his laces. This is Brandon Lorick has a discussion with the.
Yeah, he's probably going to be a little upset because you let the wrestling go on for almost a whole match, and then you realize, hey, this guy's shoes aren't taped. Even though you're the coaches, that is their responsibility. but you always hope the ref sees that earlier. Now it's a takedown match.
Goodwin quick
But
in on the pick.
yep.
He's in that split the middle position. You want 2 hands to 1 leg, and you want to pull it across. He's doing well here. Conrad's attacking the ankle. He's got his leg locked, though. It's
20
tough
seconds
to stop
left.
that here.
It's tough.
I'd pat. Okay, now I got to be careful not to give up backs here.
Yeah, you don't want to give up the major.
7-3 now in favor of Goodwin. 10.5 seconds remaining.
And then another point to Conrad. Set a little excessive force on a cross face there. So 7-4.
Three, 2, and 1, and that's going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to Conrad. That kid fought for 6 minutes. Was in on the leg a couple times with some early stops on some stalemates. Use that to build confidence. Hey, you get on the leg on the top-ranked guy, you could build from this, and you could go score on some of the elite guys in the state.
So we move on to 152.
And it looks like we got Javin Estrada and Tyler Herring.
Yeah, Tyler Herring is someone that, I still think has a ton of potential. He's quick to the leg right there. I wanted to see him against Goodwin. I believe they're the same weight. I don't know much about Estrada. I believe he's from out of state.
Yeah, he's
transferred from Illinois.
Yep. Yeah, transfer. And he had a big win. Big win against Brock Ellis on was that Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Big win for him, beating the top guy in Indiana coming over. Definitely is going to soar the confidence. And we just saw a slick duck under by him to score this takedown. Now he's going to work on top.
Bad spot. You got to yep. You didn't really want to roll there.
Yeah, Estrada, state qualifier from Illinois and ranked number 2 in the state by IndianaMat.com. So he comes in with a lot of credentials. He gets that first period fall there. Making a 27-0 lead for the Crown Point Bulldogs.
Yeah, you cannot, against these Crown Point Bulldogs, you cannot relax on bottom. These guys are ready to go to work and put you away quick. Throughout this whole lower weight to middle weight, they're looking to score bonus points and give their team a nice cushion going up into their upper weights that are a little bit less experienced than their heavy hitters that they have coming all the way through these weights.
Move to 160 now.
Cruz, and I'm not sure who he's wrestling. Not Tatini. Not sure who that is. Nice dump finish, but lets him slip away.
Yeah, Cruz. I'm not sure who this Portage guy is. I don't see him on the lineup. This could be one of their backups or a guy that's just cracking the lineup this week. But hey, welcome to the big show. You get Orlando Cruz.
Yeah, you get a state qualifier from last year.
You get a state qualifier, and again, we're seeing this common theme of Crown Point going to work, either with a half or a wrist control going right to a bar arm wing.
Yeah, I mean, big wing guys this week. I wonder what practice looked like the week prior. I mean, tons of wings. These guys are not waiting to pin anyone.
Under a minute here in the first. Orlando Cruz of Crown Point up 2-0 over our mystery wrestler from Portage, and there's the fall. Gives the Bulldogs a 33-0 lead here in the first. But guys, as we talked about before we the matches actually got started, Portage, maybe not as good as they are traditionally this year, maybe a little bit of a down year for them, but they're just running into a buzzsaw here this morning, so this really isn't unexpected.
Oh, I mean, Crown Point's going to do this to a lot of teams this year. Only a few teams. You got to not only do you got to have good wrestlers on your team and have a good program, but you got to match up with them well because, I mean, they got horses, like I said, and those horses can put up 6 points each right there, so and bonus points is a big thing. So, I mean, let's say Portage did win a couple of these matches. They still can't be giving up the falls in their losses. You gotta keep the matches close. You got to wrestle 6 minutes. I believe this is Tatini out here for Crown Point.
Yeah, this is Tatini. He's honestly, I'm going to give him the clout. This is probably my favorite wrestler on Crown Point's squad, just because he was a backup last year, came in for Goodwin, then made a run to state.
Yes.
This year, you got to find a way into this lineup. You go from 138 to 170, and he's attacking. I don't know if he's a true 170-pounder, but, I mean, he's wrestling like one.
I was told he was a little light, but I was told that he's been doing plenty of the weight training and doing all the right things to get in a good spot for there. But he's technically sound, and, I mean, he's doing the right things, so it's only up from here. But, yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Going from being a backup last year to making a run at state was really exciting to watch.
He's up 9-1 with just over a minute remaining here in the first. It's his opponent from Portage. And we don't have confirmation on all of these wrestlers' names, so rather than putting the wrong name, we'll leave them blank on there, on that scoreboard.
Yeah.
12-1 in favor of Tatini.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
This is probably another one of the young Portage guys that are getting a shot. Hey, you're getting put into the crossfire right away. You got to, as a young wrestler, you got against these guys, find ways to just win positions. Focus on winning positions. Let everything else take care of itself. Staying in great position right there. Didn't, and you give up an easy double leg. Got to focus on just staying in great position, winning those positional battles.
And this is experience, as you mentioned, for them for later on in the year. You know, should they still be in the lineup come tournament time? You know, you've already wrestled in a match like this under the lights against a high-quality opponent. You don't want to be thrown out there like this for the first time in the postseason.
No, it's going to be valuable experience for these guys. Even no matter the result that happens today, you don't want to get too down on yourself. You got to believe in yourself. Hey, I went through this week. Let's get back to the drawing board. A little goldfish memory is what I like to call it. Forget about it, but just learn from it. Continue to go forward with your season. And we see a tech fall there, I believe.
17-2, the final. Win for Nick Tatini of Crown Point. Makes it 38-0 Bulldogs as we move on to 182.
I believe is this Jacob Carter?
Yep,
from
this
Crown
is
Point?
Jacob Carter.
If I recall correctly, I remember him being like a 106 or 113 just a couple years ago and kind of not being able to crack the lineup. Just some tough guys.
Oh, yeah.
Now he looks a little beefy, looks strong.
Yeah, another guy, him and Tatini, it looks like those guys have been hitting the weight room, and they're finding a way to get in the lineup to help this team make its run. I mean, he's not one of the highly touted guys, but he's going to come in and scrap, and then I would imagine against some of the better or highly ranked 182 guys, he's going to be a guy in there that's going to fight for the 6 minutes and possibly not give up bonus points or squeak out a win.
He's in good position to get the fall here.
He's got a nice Turk here.
Minute 12 remaining in the first. Said it before, say it again, a long time for this Portage wrestler to be in that situation.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's been the common theme, it looks like, for these younger Portage wrestlers. And you're just getting blessed by fire.
Another fall for Crown Point. Extends the lead to 44-0 here. I was at 182 pounds. And forfeit here at 195 for Crown Point.
And then I believe here for Portage, it looks like we got, I think it's Trey White.
And I think if you're Portage right now, you really got to be telling your guys before these last couple of matches before you send them out there. You got to tell them to fight, get something for themselves. The team can't win the duel in this aspect now, so you gotta have these little battles where this sets you up later down the road to have some confidence over, a good team, a good opponent. So put together some little things here. Who'd you say this was for Portage?
Trey White.
Trey White.
Yeah, they have him. He's an 11th grader. I think he had some spot starts last year, but it looks like he's moving well. I've seen him in a few rooms this off season. He's looking to improve and make a name for himself here. And like Dante said, your mantra should be for the rest of this duel is, hey, I'm gonna fight. I'm going to come away with some victories for myself. The team's out of it, but you want to get after it for yourself. I mean, obviously for your team and represent. Like, hey, we're not just going to roll over and get pinned every match. We're going to fight here for 6 minutes.
Minute remaining here in the first. Scoreless. This is our 220-pound match.
And this, I believe this is Paul. This might be Paul Clark for Crown Point, a freshman.
Okay. Brandon Root, our cameraman, he doesn't have a headset on. He can hear the Crown Point coaches yelling Paul, so this is Paul Clark.
Oh, nice big move there.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a young guy in this lineup. Now he's trying to make a name for himself. Hey, it's not just Murderers Row down there that could go get bonus points too. I can, and right now I think he's marked as the number 8 ranked guy in the East Chicago Semi-State.
22 seconds remaining here in the first.
Got 15 seconds to keep fighting. This is big to get off your back here.
Oh, yeah. But
can't do it.
For big men, it's usually a little bit tougher with wider shoulders and all that weight on you.
Oh, yeah.
But
Paul Clark wins via fall. 56-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. So we move up to 285.
yeah, right here for Portage, we got Corey Hill, I believe.
Yeah, someone that I haven't got to see in person quite yet is Corey Hill, but I've heard some good things about him. I've heard he's athletic, heard he's a strong kid, so looks a little bit undersized here. We'll see if he can use some speed and quickness here to get to some attacks.
Yeah, right now they got him ranked at number 14 for heavyweight, but still, I believe also marked as 220 as well. So he'll be floating back and forth. We'll see where he ends up finishing his season at what weight class.
Yeah, ranked number 6 in the East Chicago Semi-State at 220. As Lewis mentioned, ranked at 14 in the state at heavyweight.
Yeah, if you're an athletic guy at heavyweight, it's going to take you. It could take you a long way, but you got to find a way to use your athleticism and not let these bigger heavyweights slow your offense down.
Good snap there. Quick go behind.
Under a minute remaining here in the first. Hill from Portage up 2-0.
Hey, he needs a big return here.
Yep, and that's big right there.
There you go. Now he's going to work on top. He's looking to get that crossface to an elbow, bundle. Doesn't get it. Way to fight for the Crown Point guy.
.25 seconds left. And 56-0 in favor of Crown Point in this first duel of the day. Cathedral and Franklin battling to our right. We're going to, of course, focus on the region teams here. We are the Region Sports Network after all. So for you Cathedral and Franklin fans who happen to be tuning in, we'll get to you guys later when they wrestle our region teams.
Yeah, it looks right now a little bit of a tight team score. You got 9-4 over there.
2-0 in favor of Hill at the end of one.
Crown Point chooses down. Yeah, as a heavyweight, you want to get that weight going forward on these guys. Put all that pressure up on the heavyweight shoulders. It's a lot of man on top of you. Want to flatten them out, and you wear those big guys out when you're constantly on top, constantly underneath. Anywhere from 220 to 285 pounds it'll wear on you underneath there.
And just to show how dominant CP has been in this duel, I mean, if I recall, I think that was the first period won by Portage. So
I think so.
That's big for Hill out there to be putting something on for his team, and then for the heavyweight, you don't want to blow that shutout. So I'm sure we're going to see him having a sense of urgency soon.
Crown Point wrestler had a stall warning called against him.
Yeah, he's got to work to improve a bit. I know he's trying his best. You got to work to improve. Get your knees underneath you. Show you that you're visibly trying to fight to get away. If you're going to lay there on your belly, that ref will hit you for stalling. And Corey Hill here, he's just riding solid. He's elevating the leg. He just got another stall call, so that should be one.
Yep, 3-0 now.
Yep.
Yeah, that almost seemed kind of inevitable that Hill's just kind of working him over there on top.
Looking for a cradle. I think he's got his hands locked here.
Yeah, you want to get on that same side, especially
Drive
if you're
over.
a big guy, and run. Get those feet on the mat.
He's getting it. There you
There you go.
Knee in the side.
13 seconds left.
I could imagine it being very hard to keep your hands locked on big guys like that.
Oh yeah.
And you really don't want to hit that roll through cradle there, being a big guy. But
No, you don't want to. If you're up, you don't want to take that risk of rolling
No,
underneath
of
and
course
possibly pinning yourself. Unfortunately, especially when you're in control. So like Dante said, don't hit that roll through. It was great by Corey Hill. They went hip to hip, ran his feet, and just bumped him over to get some back points going in the third period.
So 5-0 in favor of Hill as we start the third. And if you're just joining us, you're watching high school wrestling on the Region Sports Network, presented by Team Toyota in Schererville. Do business with the team that supports wrestling. That's Team Toyota on 41 in Schererville. Nathan Layer, Dante Koza, Lewis Acuna here with you. The Portage Duals. Now, neither team is using track wrestling here, so that's why we have just the one name on the board right now.
Yeah.
They don't come up and tell us who they're running out there.
No.
They got more important things to do than to tell us. So
Yeah, we saw a good reversal there, being active by Corey Hill. Got a reversal, and then he cuts the heavyweight from Crown Point. I think he's looking to get bonus points here.
Yeah, he seems to be in pretty good shape for a big guy, and I think he's going to apply some pressure here. I mean, he's quick too. He's quick around those go-behinds, and
Yeah,
I think he'll probably look to snap here, get a couple snaps going, possibly look for an outside shot.
7-1 our score, under a minute remaining in the match. I had a double stall call there.
double stall call. You don't see that a lot, but usually when you see it, it's in a heavyweight match.
Yeah, in the third, I would imagine you get a lot of those in a heavyweight match.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the double stall call there because both guys are hand fighting. They're staying in the mat. But if Corey Hill wants this bonus points, he's got to go. He's got to start his little sprint here, get some snaps going to get to his offense.
He's got 25 seconds left to do it. He's up 8-1 right now.
There's a good snap. Just a quick go behind. Yeah. He's really got a good snap and a go behind there. That's something, it's good to have both on the offense and the defense. Just hit a good sprawl and go behind too.
And that's going to do it here at 285. Portage gets on the board.
Yeah, that's a positive. That's a positive marker right there. You don't give up the shutout at home, and you go and you show that you're fighting to get bonus points too for your team. Even though the door is closed on the team victory, Corey Hill went out there, got bonus points for his team, saying, "Hey, we are still here to fight throughout this whole dual meet."
Should go to 106.
Yeah, it looks like we got Eshawn Tolbert. And then for Crown Point, we got, it looks like Captor, I believe. I'm not going to try to butcher his last name. And Eshawn Tolbert with the 2. But
Tolbert ranked in the semi-state by IndianaMat.com, ranked number 7 at 106.
Yeah, I'm not sure who Crown Point threw out there at 106 today because, like we said, we haven't gotten the We haven't gotten the verified lineups from any of the school. We're just going up based off the program and the research that we have that's online. But this one's looking like a fight.
Two to 1 in favor of Tolbert. Under a minute remaining in the first.
Now 2.
Now 3 to 2 in favor of the Crown Point Wrestling. Oops.
Here, you don't, on bottom, you want to avoid posting out like that because, bam, you get chopped right down and you extend this guy's ride. And if you've been watching any of the Crown Point, here comes a nice little bar arm wing. And you do not want to be put in this position because it looks like they have been training it and they're putting people away there. And you gotta fight here. End of the period, short time. Do not want to give up back points before the end of the period. And he goes over. 2 near fall for Crown Point's 106 pounder. And I heard Torres screaming, "Fight hands, fight hands, fight hands." Typically, that is what you want to do when you're locked up in a cradle. You want to extend as hard as you can and fight those hands to break that lock so you don't go over.
Over in the other duel, Cathedral leads Franklin 9-4.
Yeah, here, Tolbert, you got to stay tight here with your elbows. He's looking to power half you over. You got to be tough here. You got to get your hips back square. Find a way to get your elbow back home. Come out the back door here. Get underneath that leg. Now you're in split the middle position. Want to get that hip to the mat. Work down the leg with your elbows tight. You do not want to get that elbow up by your ear because then, like Dante said earlier, that shoulder's going to be sore for the rest of the day.
Very extended here.
Yeah, you want it. Thumb Tolbert, there you go. Finds a way for the release pressure. Come out the back door.
You don't want to, he's still giving him his arm, and
yeah,
he's going to be put in the same position. But he's far enough back where he can slip out of there.
Oh, yeah, get that elbow back in, fight it out, pop the head out, get your 2. And there you have it.
That makes it 5-4.
That's a big 2 here. You want to keep him down. You want to ride.
Just under 30 seconds remaining here in the second.
Yeah, you want to finish this. You want to finish this period on top if you're Tolbert, and you give up the 2. Might have focused on getting a little too physical on top instead of focusing on controlling the hips, making sure you're going into that third period down 1. Crown Point's 106 pounder, sneaky there, gets a 2 with 11 seconds left.
You got to stay composed. You don't want to give up reversals or any. You really don't want to give up any points late in periods. That could have been a 5-4 match.
Yep.
Going into the third. Now he's
you got to just turn and kick here. It's short time. You don't want to turn in because then you're bailing them out.
Yep.
Turn, kick. Hope to get that stall at the end of the period. Maybe you get legs free.
So 7-4 in favor of the Crown Point wrestler as we start the third here.
He chooses bottom. It's smart. You're up 3. If you haven't gotten turned all match, I'd go on bottom. You have confidence underneath there because you've gotten away and you've gotten a reversal today too. And he's very close to another one. Tolbert's got to hustle here. Way to fight to get back behind him.
If you're going to let him go here, if you're Tolbert, you got to get on the offense quick. You want to put together a couple good shots and hand fight.
Yeah,
get to a takedown. He's quick in there. Need a good, quick, clean finish here. And there it is. To the back. That's big. That's
way
huge.
To catch the half.
That's
on
huge.
The transition with the pin.
Now trailing 8-6 then when he gets the fall, but 8-4.
What a great transition. Way to keep fighting all the way. Looking like you're down 4, gets to his offense, and did not hesitate to go right into a pinning combination. Caught the Crown Point guy sleeping, put him away. Again, building some morale here for Portage. You just won the last 2.
That makes it 56-10 in favor of Crown Point, but as Lewis just mentioned, Portage has won the last 2, so we move to 113.
And that'll be great for Tolbert's confidence. You're a freshman. You just battled from behind and got a pin in a big duel against the number 1 team in the state. Carry that over into next week and weeks beyond. Quick takedown. It looks like Crown Point sent out Cruz here for 113. He's looking to bounce back. I'm pretty sure he was a little disappointed with his result on Wednesday, but he went takedown right in the legs, getting right to work.
The younger brother of Orlando, is that?
Yes, that is. That's correct. And then Portage, I believe, sent out Owen Bunden. He's a young guy, freshman as well, middle school state placer last year. But hey, man.
Cruz gets the fall, 1:14 remaining in the first.
Just ran into a man on the mission right there.
Well, you mentioned it, Lewis, that maybe a little bit disappointed with this result on Wednesday. As a competitor, how much does that carry over to your next match? That last time out, I know I didn't do my best. I need to go out there next time and just
that's something.
Dominate.
Yeah, that's something you think about that Thursday, Friday of practice. Can't wait to get back on the mat and prove, hey, I'm here to make my run too. Didn't show it on Wednesday, getting my bearings. He's a young guy too, I believe, a freshman. So he got that big duel experience on Wednesday. I think it was a good thing for him to happen early in the year.
So forfeit in our final match, and that ends the duel between Crown Point at Portage. The Bulldogs get the win 68-10. Guys, we're going to move it over and show Cathedral versus Franklin. And
they're on 152 over here.
Yeah, they have not been moving as fast. It's just 9-7.
Oh yeah, it looks like this is a very competitive duel. Franklin here to compete.
And since they are used track wrestling, we got names for you.
Oh yes.
For Indianapolis Cathedral, we have J.J. Braun versus Noah Mccann from Franklin at 152.
Noah Mccann right now, they have him ranked number 6, I believe, in the Evansville semi-state. And it looks like he just got hit for a stall call underneath. In the second period, you gotta fight hands here, build the base. You don't want to get hit with another stall call. Stalemate. That kind of saves them there. Get your reset.
Cathedral in kind of it's navy blue and black, so it's going to be a little bit tough for our audience to see which is which. But
yeah, I wish Franklin community wore their blue and silvers today. So
it make things a little bit easier.
Make things a little bit easier, especially under the lights and the darkness. Cathedral in their navies today.
Always consult your local broadcaster to see what's going to look good on video, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I would have liked. It's probably their championship singlet, but I would have liked Cathedral to be in their bright greens today, and then Franklin in their blue, their traditional blue and silver. Just so it's a little bit easier for us to see.
Yeah, Cathedral's green. They're gold, too. They have a couple of those gold ones. Yeah. Super clean.
Oh, what a reversal here. Oh, not.
Oh, got the head.
Headlock. This is a big scramble here, too. Right at the end of the period. That's big for McCann. They gave him 2 and the near fall. That's way to finish the second period.
That gives him a 10-6 lead. As we go into the third, we'll get the scoreboard up here in a second. And Cathedral leads 9-7 here at 152. Crown Point Portage already complete. Bulldogs won that one 68-10. The first round of duels, so Crown Point's got a little bit of advantage here. I know there's going to be a break in between anyways, but the Bulldogs got some extra time to wait around before they face Franklin next.
Yeah, they're looking pretty loose over there. They're ready. Those guys are locked in, ready to compete. Probably sit back, get to watch some of these matches.
That's just what I was going to ask you. You as a competitor, if you had time, would you often look over to the other mat and see the guy you're wrestling next or the match that, you're going to have the winner of? Is that something you did?
Yeah, if I had downtime, I'd watch a good portion of the match, and then I go back and refocus on what I got to do and get my mental right. I definitely watch some of it, though. Not the whole thing, because at the end of the day, you got to focus on what you're going to do and what your game plan is already, but you want to see some of their tendencies so you're not taken by surprise when you get out there. How about for you, Dante?
Yeah, I really took a joking approach in most cases. I'd watch a little bit and kind of crack a couple jokes, but then I was like, okay, these are his tendencies. Pay attention, know what's going to happen, and just stay in position. I was always pretty confident in my ability, so you just gotta find a good balance. I didn't like to be swallowed up by a different match.
Yeah,
you just want to make sure he doesn't do anything that is different than what you traditionally see.
Yeah, if someone comes out with an unorthodox style or something I didn't come across a lot, but a guy that I came across and wrestled he wrestled just about every match on his knee, and that's something I didn't really see very often. So in practice the week before, I went and watched the duel, and then at practice I had my coach wrestle on his knee the entire practice, and it was different. I hated it, but it was I had to adjust. But other than that, I mean, really, when you're wrestling at a high level and competing, you gotta focus on yourself. Yeah.
In Cathedral there, they lose, but they keep it at a decision. That's big for the team score. Franklin's Mccann was really looking to get those bonus points for his team. In a tight duel like this, bonus points are going to matter. So even though you didn't come away with the win, it's still something positive for the team of only giving up that 3.
Noah Mccann of Franklin gets the win there. We move to 160. We're going to have Andrew Wilson from Cathedral taking on Caleb Ingram from Franklin.
Yeah, Wilson, a guy ranked number 3 in his semi-state, number 6 in the state. So I'd imagine Cathedral's looking for some bonus points here.
Yeah, I believe is Tyler Fuqua not wrestling 60? Maybe we'll see him up higher, or if he's not wrestling. That was a matchup I was looking at. Tyler Fuqua of
They have
Franklin.
him at 70.
70. Okay.
Him versus Ulrich.
All right.
Raski?
Yep. Also a tough.
That's
kid.
going to be a great one.
Wilson.
That's coming up at 170 next.
Yeah, I think this is a huge opportunity for the Cathedral to get some points. Wilson's someone that I've watched for quite a while and that I know is very tough. So it's a kid that could be under the lights. They have him at 6 right now, but very well could be in the lights, under the lights, and at the state finals. It's quick. He's got a cradle locked here.
Yeah,
this might be the end of the road right here.
Yeah, here comes
the
bonus
locked in pretty
points.
tight.
Oh yeah.
And there it is, the fall with a minute 18 remaining in the first. That's one thing you guys mentioned. Cathedral looking at that match for bonus points. They get the fall right there.
That's a big 6 right there. I mean, you got to get that.
Yeah, that's one of your top dogs. You want them to go get 6. Now we have a primetime matchup right here. That is probably. This could be a swing match right here.
It very well could.
So for Indianapolis Cathedral, you have Ulrich Uraski taking on Tyler Fuqua from Franklin Community.
Yeah, Fuqua, he's number 3 as well in his semi-state, ranked number 10 in the state at 160. And then you got Uraski, and he's number 4, number 6. So it's top 10 guys in their respective weights. Very excited for this match. Way to wrestle the edge. To finish with your back towards the middle, that's big going forward.
And Cathedral in the navy blue, Franklin in the black with the white stripes on the front. If you see the white stripes on the front, that's the Franklin wrestler.
Yeah, these guys.
They're hand fighting tough.
Hand fighting. Fuqua, close. Ooh. Was slick there. And then Uraski, getting his hips back on top.
The way to not stop wrestling. You got to keep wrestling on the edge, or bad things can happen. You can give up points that maybe you didn't think you were going to give up. But I see both guys really heavy on control ties. They're really trying to fight.
15-10 in favor of Cathedral here in this duel at 170 pounds. Under a minute remaining in the first, scoreless in this 170-pound match.
And there we go with the stalling call. Yeah, Fuqua, I believe that's Fuqua, right? Yeah, he's bringing the pace. He's literally getting him to the edge every time. Whether Uraski's circling and finishing with his back to the middle, but he's bringing the pace, and the ref saw that he wasn't wrestling on the edge and hit him with the stall call.
Under 30 seconds left. You can kind of tell the atmosphere here in the gym has changed once this match started. There's a little bit more joking and movement around on the Crown Point side, and then you realize this top 10 match is taking place here to the right of where the Bulldogs are at. And a little bit more tense in here now, I can tell.
Yeah, Crown Point likes to stay loose. I mean, I saw Mendez breakdancing in the warm-up before the Portage Duel, and they were playing hacky sack, so they definitely like a relaxed vibe and just to stay calm.
And when you got a match like this, though, you want to watch something like this as well.
Oh, here we go, some wrestling. Woo-hoo-hoo.
That's big right there.
Fuqua with the headlock.
Wow.
Looks like he was dead to rights. Comes up, jacks him up.
That's big right back for Franklin. I mean,
that's a match, that swing match that we're talking about, and really unexpected bonus points.
Yes.
So the fall for Fuqua gives Franklin a 16-15 lead.
Yeah, he was game. He was ready. I mean, he was pushing the pace all match. Uraski comes in with a single leg. Fuqua brings it up.
So that takes us
50-50 position, headlocks to finish him.
It takes us to 182. We have Johnny Parker from Cathedral taking on Jalen Ward of Franklin Community.
Yeah, it looks like they got Parker right here on my sheet, number two semi-state, number 4 in the state, another senior for Cathedral. Jalen Ward on Franklin Community's roster, senior. So if you're Parker here, you looking to avenge most likely your drilling partner, I would imagine, at 170 is his loss right there, looking to get some team points back for Cathedral.
Yeah, you saw Franklin just got the bonus points there. You want to get that back, give your team not only retake the lead, but get those extra points there as well.
Momentum's huge, and especially in these tight duels. I mean, we got a 15-16 duel, and momentum, even if it's a decision win, any win is going to keep the momentum going. And it probably really sucked out a little bit out of Cathedral there, getting a big fall and then giving up a big fall. So you want to keep the momentum going, and it's hard sometimes with a lot of these swing matches or, top-tier guys. The matches go either way.
We had your favorite, the double stall call already here in the first. I think I heard a reaction to that.
You probably heard a little sigh out of me. I mean, guys, they're not, to me, they're not stalling. They're hand fighting. Was there any offensive attacks yet? No. But they were fighting to keep position. And a great 2 here for Parker from Cathedral.
24 seconds remaining in the first. Johnny Parker from Indianapolis Cathedral up 2-0 over Jalen Ward from Franklin Community. And we're focusing on this match now, Crown Point Portage. If you're a region wrestling viewer, it's already complete. The Bulldogs won that one 68-10. So rather than navigating away for you guys, we're shutting off the stream. We're moving over to Cathedral and Franklin, and what's been a very competitive duel here, 16-15 in favor of the Grizzly Cubs.
It'd be big to get one here for the Franklin wrestler. I don't recall his name, sorry.
Jalen Ward.
It's Jalen Ward.
Okay. It'd be big for him. I mean, still 8 seconds. It's plenty of time to get up and get out. You want a good jump off the whistle. One here is huge.
Yeah, you want to carry that momentum into the second period. Looks like an explosive guy, so we'll see how these 8 seconds finish out.
Coming up after this round of duels, you're going to have Crown Point versus Franklin and Portage versus Cathedral.
There's and then one.
Wow.
Because the double stall call, it's rearing its head.
That's still huge there.
Yeah, Cathedral coaches are not happy.
It did seem like he kind of ran him out of bounds. I mean, Ward was trying to run and get out of there, and it could have been a combination of both.
Yeah, it could have been him fouling him out. I mean, that's a judgment call by the ref. I'm not mad at it. The only part that where we see that one happen is because of
double
stall call, and it looks like we might have an unsportsmanlike warning against Cathedral's coaching staff.
Yeah, that's exactly what we have there. They were very vocal and
so they
passed that cornered taped area.
Yeah, they took 1 team point away from him.
Wow.
That makes it 16-14 now in the team score. 2-1 in favor of Johnny Parker of Cathedral at the end of 1.
And he's going to go down, try to build your lead here. You already got warned for stalling on your feet and on top, so only place to go is on bottom.
As mentioning earlier, the next round of duels, Crown Point versus Franklin, Portage versus Cathedral. Just based off the results we saw in the first one, we'll probably be on the Crown Point Franklin matches a little bit more. But we'll move back and forth in that round. And then in the final round of the day, you'll have Crown Point versus Cathedral, which will be our focus, and Portage versus Franklin.
Yeah, I think Crown Point and Franklin, that one too, Noah Mccann versus Estrada is one that intrigues me a little bit. I want to see Estrada against some of the top guys. Not necessarily the top guys, but McCann came out and got a big win for his team. So can he carry that over and wrestle a tough guy like Estrada and wrestle all 6 minutes? Right here, I mean, he's got a control tie. Ward's got a control tie, but his back's there. We go. Good little throw by.
Good little throw by.
Got out of position there when he's trying to finish.
Yep.
Under a minute remaining in the second.
Allowed Parker to get back in on the legs, but nice 50-50 sprawl position here. He's got control.
A lot of quick stalemates, I feel
some
like.
quick stalemates and quick double stalls. These refs like to put 2 fists up in the air together today. Yeah. I'll tell you that. These guys are looking to improve, so just not a fan of it.
You don't see them often, but today they're coming around.
Yeah, they're coming in bunches.
Might have been an officials meeting and said, "Hey, guys, how many double stalls we throwing today?" No, some of these officials I've had when I was wrestling in high school too, and some of these guys are really good. It's so hard to be an official too.
Oh yeah, I'm not trying to knock them by any means. It's just the tendencies that I like. And Ward with a big takedown at the end of the second. He's finishing the end of period strong.
Well, and we thought this might have been a match where Cathedral's looking to get bonus points here. And
yeah,
Ward's going tough here. 12 seconds remaining. We're tied at 3.
Looking at these rankings, yeah. Yeah, he's finishing on top. The second
is Ward
period.
ranked at all? He is ranked. Okay, yeah, he's ranked at.
He's ranked at
the weight class below, though.
Okay, he's ranked at 170.
So we didn't even see that. Yeah, he's a 170 guy.
I retract my statement.
So they're both number 4s. I mean, they're both number 4 in the state. But I mean, I didn't know of Ward, but I do know that Parker. I believe he's a couple-time Al Smith placer, which that tournament's almost like a little preview to a state tournament. You get a lot of tough guys in there. So I knew Parker was tough, but Jalen Ward, I didn't realize that he was also number 4. So we got 2 number 4s going at it.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the Al Smith not going to be taking place this year.
Yes.
So sorry for the disrespect to Ward.
Yeah,
saying Johnny Parker is coming in here for bonus points because this guy he's another top 5 guy and bumped up a weight, giving this guy everything that he could handle.
Any Franklin fans that are watching, our apologies on that one. We were just looking at the 182 rankings and didn't check 170.
Hey, sometimes it's not bad to fly under the radar, though. You know?
Yeah, taking people by surprise for sure. I mean, he's wrestling tough right now. Another 50-50 position that
you really want to snap and get and you snap. You want to get in a good position, right? What the heck? This keeps it almost like it keeps happening. They get side to side, and it's like 50-50 position.
Johnny
again.
Parker, man, those shoulders are made of rubber. He's finding a way to stay alive. Ward gets the 2, but then he gets hit with a full Nelson call, 1 green. Now it's a 2-point match. Parker is going to go on bottom still. So
just over a minute remaining here in this match.
Yeah, I mean, that's big to get that point right there. Parker really needs to get to his feet quick and get on his offense. If you're Ward here, you just want to have a good, strong ride, stay behind the guy, apply pressure.
Eat seconds off the clock.
One thing I just noticed, I don't think in a traditional year this necessarily happens. I saw one of the coaches from Franklin go over to where his team was at and tell them, I don't want to hear anything out of you guys after that call because normally you have a very loud gym here and you don't necessarily hear the chirping from the benches in the area.
Yes.
But now it's quiet in here. I'm sure people across the way can hear us talking.
You can hear just about anything,
and so
pretty quiet.
Coach has to remind his team to keep quiet so we don't get hit with unsportsmanlike ourselves.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, and Parker just got hit with a stall on bottom. It's something that you don't want in a tight match to extend the lead for Ward. And he bumped up and handled business just like Fuqua did. These are two big wins for Franklin in this dual meet.
I mean, I think if you're Ward too, I mean, like you said, he's ranked at 70, but we don't know if that's a difficult weight for him to make. If 82 is quicker, this might give him confidence to go up too. It was a good win by him. Pretty controlled. There was a few 50-50 spots, but he wrestled tough.
So Jalen Ward gets the 7-4 victor here at 182 pounds. Gives Franklin a 19-14 lead as we head to 195. We'll get to that matchup here in just a second. At 195, we're going to have Grayson Harvey from Cathedral taking on Harris Eason of Franklin Community.
Yeah, we have Eason here, ranked number 1 in his semi-state, number 5 in the state as senior. And then who'd you say the Cathedral guy was?
Grayson Harvey.
Grayson Harvey. I wonder if he's out of the Harvey family of Cathedral.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Two good Harvey brothers that went and wrestled at West Point. I wonder if any relation to those guys. I mean, again, Cathedral here, you're a little by rankings-wise, you're outgunned, so you want to stay in great position. He gets to a good shot, coming up to his feet with the seatbelt. Eason looking strong in the front headlock position.
Yeah, I think this is a big match for the Cathedral with them being down right now too, and they're only favored in one of these last 3 matches. So this is a big match here. Cathedral can get a win, that'd be huge.
Scoreless, under a minute remaining in the first.
Yeah, a lot of hand fighting, but guys are looking to score. There's been some shots fired off already in this first period. So
body lock position here.
Body lock, went for a headlock. I don't know why, and now you get returned. Get returned to the mat for a 2, under 40 left. But there's a couple shots there in the first period. Good action by both guys, and that won't receive a double stall call in the first period.
Hey, we still got time. Still 20 seconds.
And they give him the 1. So, yeah, Dante's right. There's 20 seconds. There could be another mysterious double stall call on the way, but I hope not.
I would say less likely than
less
the other
likely,
matches.
Yeah.
We might hear that on-air reaction again.
That was a good attack.
Good attack, short time.
Just a little extended.
And he's going to hustle here, trying to get a quick 2 to end of the period. Re-snap. He's not going to get it.
So 2-1 in favor of Harris Eason of Franklin at the end of 1.
I mean, Cathedral's wrestling a tough match here. And I'm curious also if it's relation to the Harvey, because there was Ben Harvey. And who was the other one?
Brian, I believe.
Brian, okay. Was he older? Okay.
Brian was older, yeah. Chap, he's going to work, but then he rides up, trying to get that wing, allows him to come to his feet. Good return. And then he's a little high on his finish here.
Yeah, it's gonna give up 1.
Yep, Eason with the 1.
Watching high school wrestling on the Region Sports Network, presented by Team Toyota on 41 in Schererville. Online at teamtoyotaon41.com. Toyotathon is on at Team Toyota. Thanks to Jason Akers, all the great folks at Team Toyota, being our presenting sponsor for all wrestling coverage here in the 2020-2021 season, which is going to continue next week, Thursday at Crown Point, as the Bulldogs host the Lake Central Indians and DAC Showdown, and back Saturday at Crown Point for the Carnahan Memorial Invitational Tournament. 14-15 teams that are going to be heading to Crown Point. No fans are allowed in. They're not even allowing parents in on that one. So you want to watch it? You're going to watch it on the Region Sports Network presented by Team Toyota. So we'll talk to you guys, a lot of you guys again on next Saturday.
Oh, yeah, and I'm excited for that one. Brownsburg's coming up into town. They've built a very, very good program down there. So
Their facilities, too. Oh, my.
Yeah, they've
They're
invested
crazy.
in the wrestling facility as well. It's like a mini college.
Well, you look at just this week, Cathedral in town against Crown Point. Next week, not a dual tournament, a individual tournament, but still we're going to see a lot of Crown Point Brownsburg matchups. I have a feeling we're going to see that.
More than
next
likely,
week.
yes.
Yeah. So just the level of competition that the Bulldogs are going to be facing these next 2 weeks is pretty impressive.
Yes, yeah, this is big for them. This is a nice tune-up for next Saturday in the individual tournament. And then Eason here getting another 2, finishing out 5-1 the end of the second period with a takedown and a solid ride to finish out.
And something you may notice, or it may go unnoticed, but some of these top teams that are consistently the top teams each year in and year out, they're wrestling the toughest schedules. And some of these guys might come in with 6-7 losses, and then a guy from a school that isn't wrestling as a rigorous schedule might only have 2 losses. But the other guy's battle tested. A lot of these kids are battle tested. They're going to be wrestling the toughest kids week in and week out. You're really not going to get that many breaks with Crown Point's schedule. They're bringing the best guys up. And they want to wrestle the best guys, and that's where you're seeing the progression.
Yeah, because I believe Crown Point was scheduled to wrestle in Ohio this year. I'm not sure if that's still happening at a holiday tournament or not.
Was that the Brecksville?
Brecksville, yeah.
I don't think it is, but I'd have to look that up. And I know they had Mount Carmel on the schedule as well for this year.
Yeah, and then their season got pushed back. Franklin with a big turn here. Bonus points. Wow, this is big. It is deep. That is deep.
There's the fall.
Franklin is here to wrestle Saturday morning. They are scary at these upper weights right now.
Harris Easton for Franklin gets the fall. That gives the Grizzly Cubs a 25-14 edge over Cathedral.
Basically Cathedral's got to get 2 pins here if they want to win the duel. Or I'm not sure what the criteria is if they can tie it up with a fall and a technical fall. But yeah, that's where they're at. They're in a tough position here. They got David Goal, I believe, coming up. He's a senior that's ranked number 4.
You are correct. David Goal for Cathedral taking on Nolan Skaggs from Franklin.
Not too familiar with Skaggs, but I know Goal he's a tough kid, and I believe there's a couple of Goal brothers from past Cathedral teams as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, Cathedral, they need bonus points here. You're a top-ranked guy. I don't think we're slighting anybody from Franklin in this matchup. Skaggs, you got to focus on position. Do not give up 6 here for your team. You got to fight the whole 6.
Yep.
I'm done predicting bonus points after that 182 match.
Yeah, we got caught off guard there, but it's all right. We bounced back. We gave Ward his credit.
That's right.
And then, like we talked about in the pre-show, Franklin, they're headed by Jim Tante. He's a Hall of Fame coach. He's won at Perry. He's won at Warren Central. Now he's in Franklin. So I think Franklin's been known to have a very good program, traditions there. So they're just going to buy into what he's preaching, and it shows. These guys are here competing against number 2 Cathedral today.
Under a minute remaining here in the first. We are scoreless between Skaggs from Franklin and Goal from Cathedral.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, going down. We'd always go down to the state finals and watch. Even being when I was in the youth programs and stuff. And I'd always ask, who's the guy with the super nice suit? And the answer was always Jim Tante. He always came out looking fresh at the state finals. And like I said before, all I've heard about the guy is greatness. So, Franklin's looking good right now. Skaggs, not giving up any points in this first as of now. 15 to go.
Yeah, he's scrapping. He's staying in there. He's wrestling a little defensive, but hey, that's your job. That's his second stall call, so that's 1. I can agree with that. He's wrestled with his back towards the edge of the mat and been pushed out a couple of times, so that's going to happen. But hey, I wouldn't lose my head over it if I'm Skaggs.
Yeah, I think Tante looked a little upset. I think he wants him to be on the attack a little bit more. Got to wrestle for yourself here in this position, too. You want to be cautious of not messing up anything for your team and keeping your team in a good position, but he wants him to wrestle tough, and he wants him to still look to score. He wants him to win that match.
Yeah.
Scoreless here at the end of one.
It should be 1-0, I believe. He got hit.
Okay.
Yeah, Skaggs got hit for stalling twice in that first period.
You don't see that very often where the other coach is going to tell the ref that his guy gave up a stalling point.
Yeah. Then a quick reversal 2 here for goal. Now you're finally on top of this guy. I mean, you're ranked pretty high, so usually you think if you're a highly ranked guy, you're pretty good on top. So
he's looking for it right away.
Looking for this bundle. He's trying to stay in to hopefully get back points. I just don't know if
he looks like he's bellying out.
Yeah, I don't think he has the real estate to do so.
Still a lot of time. I think you just need to, if your goal here, you need to go. You know your team needs 6. You need to go. There's no need to rush anything. You got plenty of time. You're looking for your best turns. Something's going to put them away.
Minute 15 left here in the second. Goal from Cathedral up 3-0. Franklin leads the dual score 25-14, and there are just 4 matches remaining following this one. So the Fighting Irish need some points, and as you guys said, they need some big points here.
Yeah, I mean, Skaggs is wrestling really defensive, making it tough for Gold to look for a turn, but he's almost crawling out of bounds. Maybe he needed a fresh start.
Is that something a coach tells a guy here, like, all right, we're in a good position in the team score. He's going to need to get the big points here. And kind of a highly ranked guy versus a guy who's not ranked. Does he tell him to wrestle with that defensive style at all? Or
So for the guy that's the underdog here and your team's up, it's preached on in practice. I don't think it's anything that they're going to tell him right before he goes out there. You don't want to talk about that. You're just always preaching, fighting for 6 minutes the entire time. And you're made aware of these things, made conscious of these things in practice. Hey, like these are big things that should be emphasis to your whole team when it comes to dual settings. Not giving up any free bonus points is big, especially in a primetime duel like we have here with
So kind of teach them to know the scenarios going in versus so you don't necessarily have to change their focus right before the match.
Correct.
Yeah, you want to instill it in them. I mean, I haven't had the coaching perspective of it, but I mean, just being on a quality team when I was at Hobart, and we had a couple of tough duels, and we even had a duel with CP my senior year, and we preached to each other too, not just the coach telling us we can't give up bonus points. If we give up bonus points, the duel's gonna go out of reach. And we ended up having a guy not wrestle, and then there was a couple of matches where we matched up well with them, but we ended up giving up bonus points, and the match slowly slipped away. So you can find yourself in those situations. You don't want to tell a guy, though, right before the match, hey, don't go give up 6, because it might get in his head a little bit. And we kind of see that if that was said to Skaggs, he's kind of shut down. He needs to look for – this is still a winnable match for him.
Yeah, it's a takedown match. It's 3-1.
Yeah.
And now way to wrestle at the edge to show that you're attacking. You don't want to give up any more stall calls for any free points to come up on the board to get closer to bonus points. Because Goal cut him here because he's looking to score.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't turn this guy. I need to find a way to go score points. He cuts him, put him back on his feet.
You might see something, a quick transition, takedown straight to the back, or even a throw of some sort. Goal knows he needs big points for his team, so.
There's another one.
I'm not familiar with how many it is in high school, but I'm not sure how many stall calls you can get before it's disqualification.
So that was his third. I know the next one will be worth 2. It might be 5. I'm not 100%
It might be,
sure.
yeah, it could be 5.
Could
That's
be
something
4.
to look at. There's still a minute left, but Skaggs is wrestling on the edge. You just don't want to back up, too much.
At 4-1, just over a minute remaining here in this match. Says Franklin versus Cathedral. If you're just joining us here. It's the first round of the duels here at Portage. 3 rounds on the day.
Yeah, I know we're raving about Tante, but I mean, Cathedral, they got great coaches. They got McGinley and they got Seltzer, Zeke's father over there in the corner. Those guys have obviously produced champions, and they've produced team state champions. So this program knows what they need to do to win this duel.
Yeah, 3 state team championships in a row.
This right here, this being a decision that's going to lock, still 30 seconds left, but if we get to end with a decision here, that's going to lock up the win for Franklin. I believe, right? Did they start, or did they start?
They
No,
started
they
at 120. So
okay, I forgot they started the same weight. Never mind. I take that back. I was wondering, I looked at the score, I was like, man, it's really low scoring. But I believe they are favored in the next match as well. So
yeah, the Franklin's favored at heavy. I think Cathedral at 106 and probably 113 as well.
That's big there.
Yeah, there are 4 matches remaining. You got 285, 106, 113, and 120 following this one.
I completely forgot that Portage and Crown Point had started off at 20. There's a couple of forfeits in it.
Yeah, we had the first match on that one was a forfeit.
But this could very well, we got Franklin's heavyweight's a highly ranked guy, number 1 in the semi-state, number 4. So if he comes away with a pin here, that would, I believe, if I'm doing the right math, I'm more of a PE and health guy myself, but
yeah, math was never my strong suit either.
Puts him up 14 with 2 matches left. I'd say that ices it. So Cathedral, you're in the seat that Franklin was last match. Looking to stay stingy, nothing.
Here at 285, you have Jacob Johnson from Franklin taking on Lane Fowler from Indianapolis Cathedral.
Yeah, by looking like I said, by looking at these rankings, Johnson's the favorite. Cathedral, you're taking a page out of what Skaggs just did, keeping it close. Hey, if you could go and pull off an upset today, pull it off. But again, focus on these positions. And if a double stall calls here in the first period, that will be another one today.
25-17 in favor of Franklin.
Oh my Lord!
There we have it. I think that was the over. I think it was at 2.5 total on the day.
And they hit the over.
This is round 1 of 3, as I mentioned. We've had 3 double stall calls.
Yeah, I in all my years of wrestling, I don't think I've seen that many in one day. Nonetheless, in one round.
So I kind of got a question for both of you guys. Obviously, Acuna, you competed and you've coached. What do you guys like more as far as, do you like watching a tournament, or is it enticing to watch a duel where there's a team aspect involved in it too?
But before you go into your answer, I'm going to say from a broadcasting perspective, that I'm going to put definitely not a wrestling broadcasting perspective. I like the individual tournament, bigger audience, and you get to see more schools and stuff involved. So I like it from the broadcast perspective. I like the individual tournaments.
Yeah, I would say if it's a highly touted individual tournament, yeah, I mean, I like watching the finals. I don't know if I'm going to sit and watch the entire thing. I mean, like, for college, I do. High school, I don't know as much. I mean, the duels have a spot in my heart. I miss the IHSAA team version of Team State because, I mean, it takes a complete team to win these duels and to show that you're the best team. Now, I mean, hey, the scoring system, it is what it is, but if you got 5 heavy hitters that are going to make a deep run at state, you're poised to win a state title. And in a dual setting, it might not be that way because you could be really weak at the rest of those weights. So, man, I love the duel. I love duels, especially from the crowd aspect as well. Competing in here when they had team regionals, and as a kid being in here when Portage was very good. I mean, Portage just had a very rich tradition, a lot of sectional titles, a lot of regional titles and things like that. But as a kid being in here, I mean, the crowd was electric.
Yeah, I can only imagine what the environment in here would be like with no attendance restrictions. Again, with no attendance restrictions, this isn't taking place because everybody's over at Calumet for the trike-off anyways.
Yeah.
But imagining these teams here, these 4 teams here, in this environment, this gym would be packed.
Oh, it packed.
And this gym would be extremely loud.
Very loud. A lot of yelling. A lot of stalling being yelled out.
Yeah.
Like if we were in Carver Hawkeye Arena or something like that. But, yeah, I mean, it would be very intense in here. The duels, from experience, the duels in this gym have always been top-notch. And that's why I love it. Because, you get to cheer on, you visibly get to see the teammates cheer on the guy that's out there. Individuals, you do, but a lot of times assistant coaches have you off to the side. You're focusing on what you got to do throughout the day. That's as a competitor, things like that. But as we just saw in Flow Wrestling, they had their RTC Cup.
Yep.
So even the senior level guys now, they're kind of going to a dual format a little bit. And that was really great to watch because you just see so much high-level wrestling and you see camaraderie of those guys that train together, or if they don't train together and they team up with some people. And it was just really exciting to watch.
Yeah, I really like the idea of that. Johnson here with the 3-0 lead with about 25 to go in the second. The RTC Cup, when I saw that was coming out, I was excited about it. It'd almost be cool, if in the high school, obviously there's always dual tournaments and stuff, but I would love to see if, freestyle almost like an RTC Cup type of tournament. I love duels. Tournaments, I could watch a good tournament like you said, NCAAs. I could watch that any day. But duels are enticing for me. They intrigue me a ton. One match can dictate the whole duel. I even say my favorite duel that I had in high school was against Crown Point that year, which I had lost. It was my first and only loss in the Hobart Gymnasium in my entire career, and it was I wrestled Oscar Cash. But every match, it was whoever won, the other crowd side and side with the gym. They were packed. The house was packed, and it was roaring. Any match, and even just a takedown, it felt like you got a takedown, the whole gym erupted.
So 4-1 in favor of Johnson of Franklin as we start the third here. I know I had it first on the scoreboard. I forgot to change it to the second, so we are in the third here. That is accurate now. Yeah. Brandon shaking his head at me. Sorry, Brandon. I let you down, buddy.
Yeah, Fowler, like we said, taking a page out of Skaggs' book from the last match. He's fighting. He's not giving up any big positions to put him in serious danger. Hopefully I'm not jinxing the kid because I would this duel is so exciting. I don't want to see it be iced just yet. I would like the last 2 matches to really mean something. So
we got 3 matches left actually. They started at 126.
Oh, they started at 126 here.
Yeah, so we have at 106 projected Evan Dickey from Cathedral versus Ryan Million of Franklin. At 113, Aidan Reyes of Cathedral taking on Luke Becker of Franklin Community, and then at 120, Dylan Graham of Cathedral taking on Caleb Weiss of Franklin.
All right, I'm glad we were wrong, so we get to see some more Franklin versus Cathedral wrestling, because this is fun, this is exciting. Each one of these matches are very significant for this team score.
Yeah, so while Franklin can't clinch it here with a decision in this match. They'd make life difficult. They'd make life very difficult for Cathedral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can see the coaching corner for Cathedral getting a little frustrated. They really want him on the attack. There's a minute left. You got to have a sense of urgency here. Not necessarily, need a big move or anything, but you want to take down, get them back up to your feet, and you want to get to work here. You don't want to wait the last 20 seconds. That's a big takedown for Franklin there. A nice toe drag by a big guy.
Makes it 6-1 with 49 seconds remaining here at the heavyweight match. Again, 3 matches remaining after this one.
Yeah, he's gonna let him. I think he's gonna let him back up, see if he could go get some more takedowns with 50 seconds left, or come out in front, see if he could go bulldog here. That's what Tante's yelling in the corner. So this Cathedral's heavyweight, he's going to stay bottled up here. You don't want those elbows to flare. Oh, here we go.
Is he going to roll? I wanted to see him roll.
25 seconds left.
Yeah, he's going to stay clamped down here. You don't want to stay too tight underneath there, just so you don't let your knee get too close to your head for some cradles or anything like that to happen, like he's trying to go for right here. But kudos to Fowler for putting on for his team by not giving up any bonus points. Johnson would have liked it. Obviously, you see the effort there at the end, but a 6-2 finish for Johnson, getting the decision victory.
That's going to make it a 28-17 lead for the Grizzly Cubs of Franklin Community. So now move to 106. You're going to have Evan Dickey of Indianapolis Cathedral taking on Ryan Million of Franklin.
It says he's a junior. I did not know that he was a junior.
Yep. Dickey is seasoned. He's number one across the board. As we saw, Franklin rallied around their 106-pounder because they are excited right now, and their break was saying 6 minutes.
There he's gonna. You don't want to. You gotta.
Yeah, Dickey's gonna have to probably light up the scoreboard here a little bit because this 106-pounder looks aware that he can't be giving up any easy cradles or things like that on bottom. So Dickey's going to be looking to score. And here we go. Nice little throw. Now he's looking to go to work.
A 4-1 our score here in favor of Evan Dickey.
What's the young man's name from Franklin?
That is Ryan Million.
Million. If you're Million here, you want to hand fight hard. You know, you want to win, like you were saying earlier. You want to win the little positions. Keep him from lighting up the scoreboard. Dickey's going to be a hard guy to stop. Got a lot of ways he can score and attack. Nice.
And you see Million, he bails out right away. He doesn't want to be caught off guard on the takedown like we've seen in the 106-pound match for Portage and Crown Point. Takedown right to a finish.
Yeah, that was nice.
Tolbert puts him away while he's losing, you know. So Million's aware. He didn't want to put himself in too much of danger, bails out.
I believe he's going for the assassin. I think that's what a lot of people call it. Now he's looking to a cradle maybe.
Yeah, a leg cradle. Oh, this is deep.
He might get it.
He's got it.
Oh, I thought he had it.
There it is. Ooh!
I don't know.
Waves it off.
Wow.
No fall.
I
heard buzzer first, I think.
Yeah, I thought I did too.
Yeah, 3 back. The ref waves it off. Yeah, Million just had a sigh of relief right there.
Yeah, he looked reasonably upset, and then Tante said, "Hey, you're still wrestling." Has there been a stall call yet? I haven't really.
In this match, no.
I'm actually surprised because it seems like every time Dickey's scoring, he's putting his elbows in, he's laying flat. So.
Yeah, he is. He has been, but then Dickey's quick to cut him.
Yeah.
So he's not spending too much time bottled up. And
this might be it right here.
Yeah, this looks like it's over. That is very big for Cathedral.
Very big.
Cuts it down to 5.
That's going to make it 28-23.
Kid looks tough at 6, man.
Yeah, Dickey. That might be a precursor under these lights. Could be underneath the lights at Banker's Life as well. Being a junior at 106 too, you're going to be wrestling a lot of younger guys.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of older guys down at the 6 and 13 spots.
So he looked like a seasoned vet there and just handled business for his team. And what's our matchup here?
Here at
Reyes and-
113, you got Aidan Reyes of Cathedral taking on Luke Becker of Franklin.
I believe Becker here, they got him ranked number 10 in his semi-state, being a freshman.
Reyes 6 in his semi-state. Both pretty young, freshman and sophomore.
And Reyes being that at 120 as well, and he's wrestling 13 today.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think here Reyes would probably be favored, being ranked higher in the semi-state, being at a higher weight. And he gets the 2.
Two to nothing in favor of Reyes. We'll get the scoreboard back on here in a minute.
Yeah, Reyes riding tough here. He's got a nice ankle ride right there. But Becker slips it out, gets knee slides, gets his 1 on a stand-up. Beckert wins here, ices it. Reyes wins here, goes down to the last match, I believe.
Can't ask for much more than that, can you?
No, in an opening round, I mean, opening round, this is how you start off a Saturday morning. And you hear the corner yelling hard 20. That means he wants his wrestler to start a little sprint here, put some setups and multiple attacks together, like Dante's been saying. You don't want to just have one attack. You want multiple to end a period to start a flurry. And then it closes out 2-1, favor of Reyes.
Yeah, I think it's important to, maybe hit a couple of those hit a sprint at every one of those periods, because a lot of guys shut down in those last 20, 15 seconds, even 10 seconds. I mean, you still got plenty of time off the whistle to get to an attack and score. So he was looking for it.
Nice tight waist near ankle here to a tight waist near side chop. Flatten him out. They'll eat up some clock.
Something that I don't believe is transitioned into high school, but in college you drop down to that tight waist ankle. They start counting when you're on the ankle, and when I first had to transition to that, I was like, what the heck? This is different. So it's nice. I mean, there's a guy that I wrestled with, and you can sit on that ankle, and he had a good tight waist ankle, break you down all day. Nice shot.
Becker. Little low double. Reyes fights it off, pulling up on those elbows, bringing him all the way back up to his feet.
If he can put together a couple more of those shots, I mean, it looked good. He just kind of slipped up. He got pulled up by Reyes.
Yeah, elbow's a little bit too far away from his body. You really want to make an effort to pull those legs in right away on those blast doubles.
Well, he
and then
disappeared
Reyes,
on him.
Slick sweep, low sweeping single on the right-hand side.
It almost looked like Becker was maybe leaning on him a little bit, too much pressure, and hit a nice sweep. Disappeared on him.
Yeah. Welcome to wrestling the edge, young man. Can't go to sleep over there just trying to push guys out. There you go. A little crawl out. Just get yourself a fresh start. 30 seconds here. Seltzer's calling for Reyes to go spiral ride right off the whistle, and he does. Wants to keep that pressure on Becker's hands.
So 4-2 in favor of Reyes. 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, he has a nice tight wrist right here with the ankle elevated. He's looking he's looking with a tough ride to finish out the second period on top. And I believe going into the third, it'll be his choice. So it's a big 2 that he scored there in that last 30. Again, Cathedral's corner, Seltzer telling Reyes, hand control off the whistle. Nothing over the top. And he gets up to his feet in a hurry.
Up next at 120 in a match that very well could decide this duel, Dylan Graham of Indy Cathedral taking on Caleb Weiss of Franklin Community.
Graham, a freshman, I believe. He is tough. I've seen him on in the middle school and youth circuit. I think he'll be game for that match, and way to introduce yourself to the state for Cathedral and what you mean to this team by possibly winning this opening round for him.
Minute 15 left in this match.
Another single to that right side, slipping underneath the tie, breaking him down right away.
A turn puts us at a major too, which would be nice. But yeah, I'm not too familiar with Graham, but you got to feel pretty confident. It hasn't seemed like the Cathedral corner this match has been super adamant on needing a fall or needing bonus, so they must be pretty confident with. You said he was a freshman?
Yep. Yeah, he's ranked number 4 in his semi-state and number 14 in the state. I believe they have that marked down at 113. So him and Reyes switched places today when it comes to the sheet that we got for rankings.
25 seconds left.
Reyes is looking, try to get back points here. They want him to keep circling around his head, then try to square him back up to get underneath that arm right here. And he's wrestling tough. And credit to Becker. Man, that's a tough position to fight, but he just gives up 2 back points at the end.
Yep,
so he holds on to the decision.
This Cathedral coaches wanted the stalling call there on Becker.
Yeah, I don't know. You're in a pinning combination. There's not much you could really do on bottom, but kind of lay there and fight hands and fight for your life down there.
Lay and pray. You got to try and stay in the best position you can there. I think he had both of his arms wrapped up.
Yeah.
Not much
So
you can do.
that's going to make the team scores 28-26 in favor of Franklin as we head to the final match of this duel. As we mentioned, Caleb Weiss of Franklin taking on Dylan Graham of Cathedral.
Oh, actually, Weiss, they have him, I think, on the ranking sheet that we have, number 6 in his semi-state at 126. Not ranked in the state as a sophomore. So we see a lot of bumping around. These guys probably trying to find their weight or doing what's best for the team today. Oh, and a headlock. They give him the 2.
No,
and back and swipes.
Did he get 2 swipes?
Yeah, they're holding the 2 swipes. And then
2 reversal then?
Dylan Graham gets
That's
the 2
big.
reversal.
I was just gonna say something about how he looked like as soon as they touched, something looked like he was coming at him, and then bam, he hit quick.
Graham cuts him. He's a freshman that he's looking confident.
I think he's awake now.
He's like, well, that just happened. Welcome to the show, young man.
Weiss coming out, man, of the fiery headlock.
Yeah, he threw that thing from his hip. Graham waiting to show toughness and fight out of that. Because some guys, if it's that big of a throw, they'll be shocked and you're kind of laying there on your back. But way to fight, way to get a reversal. Now he cuts him.
So 5-2.
They give him 3 backs there?
No, they gave him 2, and then Graham cut him.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Forgot how.
Graham. Weiss looking like a funky guy, man.
Yes, he is.
Look at this.
Wow. What did they do? What's going
Look at this
on?
scramble. He was looking spladle, then it ends up in a 50-50, almost Peterson-looking position.
almost in a freestyle, crotch throw position now too. He's stepping over. I think he's got stepped over. This is a weird position. He might.
And
Graham's gonna get out of here.
Out.
Yeah.
He's popping out. He's going for back points now. He will be going. He's got a half near side cradle.
Oh my!
With back points himself, putting them. It's looking over. It's looking over. Graham,
wow.
the freshman, poised, did not get rattled by the headlock. In those scrambles, stayed solid. Could have been spladled. Finds his way out. Finishes on top for the pin.
That's a mature freshman. He stayed composed. He came out and got headlocked quick, and he bounced back in a split second.
And that's going to give Cathedral the 32-28 dual victory. Franklin is stunned over there. The team is. How that finished up.
I think if you're Weiss, if you take anything from that, you got to know when to bail on something or give up. He give up the two, but he kept holding on in that position where it was kind of noticeable that Graham was gonna slip out, and he was gonna fall in great position, and he did, and end up getting the fall to win the duel.
Yeah, you're up 3 there. Live the fight some more. You don't want to be. You're on half of your back right there. He's a funky guy, so he's probably real comfortable there. Thought he could have something, but he didn't.
So they're going to fog the mats in between rounds. What we're going to do is we're going to step aside for a little bit. There will be a brand new stream for when we start Crown Point versus Franklin, Portage versus Cathedral. We're going to step aside for a few minutes while they sanitize and fog the mats. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit. So stay logged on here to facebook.com/regionsports, regionsports.com. We'll talk to you guys here in a little bit from Portage. You're watching the 2020 Portage Duels presented by Team Toyota on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.